Okay, everybody, sorry for the delay. Computer not working, Zoom not working, all kinds of things working against me today, but we are here, we are on, we're ready to go. Last payday of 2021 was today. So our next payday, it's going to be the first payday of the year. The month is not over yet. Okay. And I'm going to say that multiple times throughout this Zoom. The month is not over. So I don't want you to come into this Zoom thinking, okay, well, we're done for 2021. No, we're not done. We're not done. We still have ranks to hit. We still have goals to achieve. We still have people who are ready for, to get started for the new year. We have a lot of things that are still going on over the next 3 days, 2 days that we need to work hard. We can't get in that mindset of, okay, well, I'm just going to take a deep breath and then on January 1st, I'm going to show up again. It doesn't work that way. You have to show up every day and you have to work hard every single day. So a few just logistical things that we should talk about. The big one is Ultimate Thriver. So Ultimate Thriver is happening. The registration is live. You have until January 4th to submit your before photo and get your registration done. So we still have plenty of time to talk to people about it. However, if you are going to do it, which honestly, I don't see any reason why you would not do it. Like just between you and me, I see absolutely no reason why you would not participate in Ultimate Thriver, because one, you have to lead by example. Okay. Like, period. You have to lead by example. You have to show your customers that you're invested in these products and you're invested in this company. So when this company offers something, you do it. And I wouldn't get fixated on the whole, like, it's a contest. I really wouldn't get fixated on that. Just imagine how much better you're going to be if you just dedicate the next 3 months to being healthier. Like, whether you have this amazing physical transformation or not, you're still going to be better for it. My physical transformation last year wasn't mind blowing, but at the same time, I know I was 100 times healthier by March than I was in January. So you're going to be better for it regardless. You need to lead from the front, and selfishly, I will tell you that the Ultimate Thriver chat that I have, they're going to get access to more promos. They're going to get access to more products for free. They're going to get access to giveaways for just random stuff. I know the first giveaway I'm going to do literally has nothing to do with transformation. It just has to do with getting registered and getting those photos submitted. And I'm going to do a giveaway for a hydrogel, like just random things like that. So why would you not at least just show up in any capacity and do the dang thing? So if you're not doing Ultimate Thriver, if you're not in the Ultimate Thriver chat and you need to be, reach out to whoever your upline is, or reach out to me directly. And I will, yes, Polly, be a product of the product. Oh my gosh, that is so relevant. Be a product of the product. But you need to be in that chat. Okay. And you need to be reaching out to all of your people. I remember last year, before I move on to the next thing, and I'm sorry I sound so nasally, you guys. I'm still fighting whatever allergies or cold, or I don't even know what this is at this point. If I remember correctly, what I did last year when it came down to Ultimate Thriver is I used it as an opportunity to reach out to people that I had not talked to in a very, very long time. So like thrivers who hadn't been thriving for like 6 months, or people who ordered once and never ordered again, people who, got a 2-week experience and were totally into it and then they disappeared, or, someone who had to stop because of financial reasons, whatever. If they are a long lost thriver, like that's what I call them, long lost thriver. If they were a long lost thriver, I used Ultimate Thriver as an opportunity to get in their inbox. I typed out a generic message that said, hey, and I would input their name. Hey, Amanda, I know we haven't chatted in a long, long time, but in the past, you really, really loved your Thrive products. And I know the new year is a great time to get back on your wellness journey. And we have Ultimate Thriver happening right now, which is a great reason to reinvest yourself in your health. We have a support chat, and they're going to be like, wait, what's Ultimate Thriver? And you could be like, oh my gosh, it's this super fun 3-month journey that we all go on together. We do giveaways, we do contests, we do all kinds of things. And then at the very end of it, Thrive gives away $200,000 in grand prizes. But regardless of whether you win or not, this is the best way to invest yourself in your wellness journey again. Are you ready to start thriving again? Like, I just used it as a segue to reach out to those people and be like, hey, you had health goals. January 1st is like 3 days away. We need to restart those health goals, and I'm your girl. Okay. I'm their girl. That's when someone Lydia, please send us a message. I mean, I can try, but it was a year ago, so I don't even think it's in my messenger anymore. I can try. I will come up with something. Remind me after this. I'm a little bit frazzled. So for those of you who are just hopping on, the kids had their first day of daycare today, because I'm losing my ever loving mind, just trying to juggle all of the things that need to be juggled between this and the ranch and all of the things. And so the kids are going to daycare for 3 days a week, and they had an absolute blast today, but that means that they are like so jacked up, and it's been like I'm like talking like spider monkeys on Mountain Dew since we got home. So anyway, I'm feeling a little bit overstimulated. So I used Ultimate Thriver to reach out to those people and reignite those conversations. When I tell you that I'm their girl, when people think to themselves, like, I mean, how many times before you were a Thriver, or maybe even now while you're currently a Thriver, you look in the mirror, or you're sitting there eating like a quarter pounder cheeseburger, and you're like, gosh, I should really like get my health on track. You have that thought process, like that little thought pops into your head, like, wow, I really wish I had more energy. Wow, I really wish I felt better. Wow, I really wish I could lose those 30 pounds. In like simultaneously, when they think that thought, I want the next thought to be, Lydia is someone who can help me with that. This is why I am constantly talking about the products in my stories. This is why I share my 3 steps every single morning. This is why I'm sharing results photos all the time. This is why I'm talking about the business all the time. This is why I'm doing those things. It's methodical for a reason. Do not ever be afraid of being repetitive to a certain extent. Okay. No, I don't want you sharing the same 3 photos over and over and over again, but I don't ever want you to be afraid to have those steps in your story every morning. I don't ever want you to be afraid to have a results photo every other day. I don't ever want you to be afraid of going live every single day in the morning while you're taking your capsules and you're mixing your shake and you're talking about how motivated you are for the day. Okay. Because here's the thing. When someone thinks I want to feel better, the next thought needs to be, Tara can help me feel better. That, like, as long as you are constantly putting it out there and being a product of the product and being that billboard for these products, their brain receptors will put 2 and 2 together and they will be in your inbox. Promise. Okay. That is why consistency is so, so important. When someone thinks I want to feel better, the next thought needs to be your name. Okay. That it needs to be that simple for them. And that will never happen if you are not consistent. Okay. Whether it's consistent in your stories, on your timeline, going live, whatever. Okay. Someone who is incredibly consistent right now is Michaela. Michaela is and Rachel. Rachel's incredibly consistent right now. I am continually seeing posts on their timeline that are not repetitive, but also they are reinforcing. Okay. There's a difference between reinforcement and repetitiveness. Okay. Repetitiveness is posting the same thing over and over and over again. Reinforcement is posting the same thing, but saying it differently to drive the point home. Okay. So shout out to those 2 people that popped into my head as far as being consistent. There's just 2 people that popped into my head. Boost and cranberry juice is so good. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say about Ultimate Thriver. Moving on. I was going to look something up. I can do it very quickly. Thrivepalooza tickets went on sale. They're $100. If you got paid today, you should be putting that towards an Ultimate Thriver ticket. I promise you will not regret. If you are in the Las Vegas, New Mexico area, I think I'm going to be able to carpool some of us down there, but I do have to take my kids with me, so that limits my seating. This is kind of first comes, first serve on that standpoint. Thrive Palooza is amazing, you guys. And that's not just something that we say. What was I looking at? Oh, right. Hold on. I got to finish this thought and then I will be able to continue the next thought. Where are we at? Okay. So the reason why Thrive Palooza is amazing is because you actually learn something. So it's not like lifestyle getaways are amazing because you get, there's like an energy and you get this, you get to come together with all of these like-minded people, and it's just like kind of infectious, and you get to have fun and you get to let loose and you just get to kind of relax. Like lifestyle getaways are amazing for that, right? Like who doesn't like paid vacations? But Thrive Palooza is different because Thrive Palooza is an educational experience, and not just in the sense of like, here's how you market Thrive, like thrive. No, it's more in the sense of here's how you make yourself a better human being. Here's a way that you can adjust yourself to become more in alignment with your purpose. Here are motivational speakers who can speak to, whatever the theme is that year. Last year, it was essentially tackling the topic of roadblocks that we put up for ourselves, and it was very powerful. You have panels of successful promoters telling you what they're doing and what works. You hear from the CEOs. There's I guarantee you there will be a product launch. Also, who saw that we're going to have liquid nutritional technology and edibles, so gummies, and please Jesus, make one of those gummies a kid's product. So we have things coming, and I guarantee some of those are going to be released at Thrive Palooza. I have already booked a house. Okay, I have a house. I think it sleeps 11 people, and Stephanie Grachik already said that if we fill that house with 11 people, she's going to throw $200 into the cost of that house to make it like $20 a night for the rest of us. So if we fill that house, your lodging is essentially free. Like it's wild because Steph's going to throw an additional $200 in. Just so we need to fill that house. We need to fill that house. There will be opportunities for contests. They do giveaways. It's a really, really cool experience. And we will be going back to Six Flags. I'm telling you that right now. Somehow roller coasters have become like a thing for our team. I don't know how it happens, but whenever we go somewhere, we find roller coasters. So we're going back to Six Flags. We're going to go back to Six Flags. So we'll get to have fun and do that. But, if you have any capacity to be at Thrive Palooza, you need to do it for your business. Period. Those of you who were at Thrive Palooza last year, tell me in the chat what happened to your business the next month. What happened the next month? And I don't just mean volume. I just mean like what happened? Like something changed after Thrive Palooza. It always does. Something always changes. So definitely get your tickets to Thrive Palooza. Again, the house will be first come, first serve. So I'm going to give you guys the month of January to figure out whether you can go and whether you want to commit to that and get your tickets. And then we'll start filling the house and we'll go from there, and we'll be able to figure out what the cost is. I know we have quite a few team members who are in the DFW area. So obviously, like if you're just going to commute over to Grapevine, that's totally fine. But if you want to hang out at the house with us, that's also totally fine. So moving on from that, the thing that I was looking up when I was thinking through that thought process, don't forget that we still have a PPA contest running for my +1 spot to Punta Cana. So I have a +1 spot to Punta Cana. I don't have 2 this time because Kenneth's not going. It's literally in the middle of calving season. So it's just me going. God bless my husband. He was like, yep, do it, go, have fun. So I have a +1 spot to Punta Cana. We are so close to closing out the free airfare. I mean, frankly, you guys, if there's anything that we need to push for, it's to re-rank as a 40K team, just simply so that that person who wins that +1 spot gets free airfare too. I mean, that's just like, let's come together as a team and just make that happen for them. I already got my plane tickets, so even if that's irrelevant to me. But that person deserves free air first, so we need to push super hard for that re-rank spot for them. I can tell you right now, the PPA of the person who is in the lead is 10. Their 30-day PPA is 10. Okay. And remember, PPA has nothing to do with volume. Okay. I don't care if you sell 30 people a bottle of Balance, like that's 30 PPA. So like we have to stop focusing on the amount. I think a lot of times we become hyper focused on the 3 steps. You know, the 3 steps is wonderful. Okay. Obviously, it's our bread and butter. It's what we focus on. But we also can't become so hyper fixated on it that we exclude people, especially people that are on a budget, because we have other products that are incredibly effective. Okay. If someone's on a budget and they want weight loss, you need to be talking to them about Balance. If you have someone who has a budget of $40 and they're into fitness, you need to be talking to them about branched chain amino acids and Sculpt, which is $30. Okay. These are things, you know, yes, the 3 steps is wonderful. Yes, we want to get everybody and their mother and their dog on the 3 steps because it's life changing. But at the same time, we have a lot of customers who are so incredibly faithful to certain plus line products because that's what they're able to afford and that's what they love. And we never exclude people because they're on a budget. So, you know, start thinking about that when it comes to PPA. If they are a new customer and they have never ordered, if you have 3-step samples out there and they're like, oh gosh, I just really, you know, I want to lose 20 pounds, but I just really can't afford that right now. Oh, well, let's talk about Balance. I can get Balance in your hand. Here's a photo of some overnight results that have happened on my team. I think this would be a great product for you, and it's only $40 for a month's supply. Boom. You know, are you talking about rest in your stories? There's so many people who are struggling with sleep, whether it's stress related, whether they're overstimulated, whether they're struggling with, you know, whatever. We have so many people who struggle sleeping. Are you talking about rest in your stories? Are you talking about how it makes you feel to be able to go to sleep stress-free and wake up the next morning feeling regenerated? Okay. So there's so many things that I think when we become hyper fixated on the 3 steps, we miss a lot of opportunities. And that's why it's so important to be showcasing those plus line products. But anyway, back to the point. The person in the lead for PPA has a PPA of 10, and they are currently holding the spot for that +1 to Punta Cana in February. All inclusive resort. You show up, you eat for free, you drink for free, you party for free. Okay. Like that's what I'm saying. It's amazing. And if we close out this 40K re-rank, they're going to fly there for free too. So we need to come together as a team and just bust our butts for the next 3 days for that sole purpose, because that person, whoever it is, at the end of this totally deserves that, right? Can I get an amen in the chat? We're all here to support each other, cheer each other on, and give each other what we know we would deserve. So moving on. Let me look at my list here. You guys had the assignment to read the Atomic Habits book. Did anybody do that? Did anybody do the assignment of reading the Atomic Habits book before the end of the year? I mean, technically you still have 3 days left. Kim was so kind and she found it for free on Spotify. It's literally just on Spotify. You can search Atomic Habits. It's like 4 hours long. Somebody posted it as like a podcast, which I'm not even sure that's legal, but we're just going to roll with it. Atomic Habits. I saw someone said they were halfway through it. Good for you. Tara's working on it. Awesome. It's good, right? It's very eye-opening. It reveals a lot. It reveals a lot of good things that you're doing, and it reveals a lot of bad things that you're doing. But you guys, you've got 3 days left in the year. Please, 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 if you can do anything for yourself in the next 3 days, please finish that book before the first of the year. Please. I promise that if you finish that book in the next 3 days, and again, 4 hours, okay, if you have a 30-minute commute to work, like, I mean, boom, you've got it done in 3 days. Like, just do it, because it will change your perspective going into the new year, but it's also going to give you a tremendous amount of tools that you didn't know you needed to be successful. Okay. And that consistency is going to be so, so key in the coming year, especially in the new year, because things get busy in the new year for us. Like they just do. And so you need to have a system in place that works for you. And Atomic Habits is going to open your eyes to what works and what doesn't work and why it works. Okay. So make sure that you guys read that. Do yourself that favor. Going into the new year, you guys, and I've said this a couple times. Share results photos. Remember when I was talking about, I was talking about just a little bit ago, when someone says, I want to be healthier, their next thought needs to be your name. Like those two things, healthy and your name, need to go together. Energy and your name need to go together. Okay. Postpartum weight loss and your name need to go together. Mood support and your name need to go together, like all of these things. Okay. So the way that you do that, especially because we know people are thinking that way, right? There's just something about a new year. Like this, there's no, in my opinion, there's no like oogity boogity about this. It's just point blank. When a new year comes around, we all start thinking about how we're going to do better. Like everyone starts thinking about the new year, and they like take a deep breath and they're like, whew, I really need to achieve some goals this year. I really need to address that issue in my life. I really need to overcome that thing, right? And that's just how our brain works when we go into a new year. So if you're consistently sharing results photos, you're consistently reminding people that you have a solution to the problem that they want to solve. They have the problem, you have the solution, but they don't know you have the solution unless you're talking about the solution. Okay. And shout out to Rachel again. Rachel Haycox has been sharing her detox photos weekly. And I can assure you it's working for her. I can assure you that sharing those detox photos is working for her. Whether you're someone who maybe you use Activate a lot, you could start talking about how, maybe people want to kick energy drinks to the curb in 2022. Well, you have a solution for that. Okay. Maybe they want to get better sleep in 2022. You have a solution for that. Okay. Maybe they want to clear up their brain fog, or maybe they want to work on their memory in 2022. We have Expand for that. Like we have a product for every problem that needs to be solved, aside from needing Jesus. Like I like, we don't have a product for that yet, but I mean, that's not our demographic. But do you see what I'm saying? If you're constantly sharing the results, you're constantly reminding people of having a solution. Is right now is the time where everybody on your timeline, I promise you, is collectively thinking about what they want to change, how they want to be better in the next year. You have to be hammering the results photos right now. Promise.
Hey, Lydia.
No. Yes. What?
May I interject for a moment on the detox thing?
Yes.
So I really have, like, I've almost, like you mentioned before, maybe not the same thing, mix it up a little bit. But I've gotten such a following or so much interest off those detox things that I almost am like beating that a little hard, right? Like, but every time I post about it, then I get 4 people that say I'm interested, and not everyone orders, but I know that come the first, those people that have shown interest probably will order, right? So, and I have even found more, like in my stories, people don't react as much. So I put it on my timeline, and then I get 4 messages on my timeline. So really it's finding which place people are looking at, and then what is really getting the most interaction. So I just had to say that.
Places, I'm super guilty about living in my stories and living on Instagram and then forgetting about Facebook timeline. Like I'm super guilty of that. But I have to remind myself that, the Facebook timeline used to be my bread and butter. Like that's all I had. And so I need to find a way to balance those things, because you're right. There are some people who are watching your stories, and then there's other people that are watching your timelines. And it's not the same people. Most times it's not the same people. There's something about the way the algorithm works that they're going out to different audiences. The product for me that works is balance. I can share, I could right tonight, I could take a before picture, and tomorrow I could take an after picture of what balance does to me overnight. And I can sling balance left and right because I have personal proof that it works for me. It's an effective product. It does what it's supposed to do. If you got detox results, yeah, I would be beating that drum to death. Like, yes, because it worked for you. It's a solution to a problem that people have. Find the thing that you have results photos for. And if you don't have personal results photos right now, also, I'm so sorry about the screaming in my living room. I'm sure they're having like a tickle fight or something. Who knows? But if you don't have results photos personally, start going through our chats. Start asking for them. Go to Building an Empire. We have an entire photo album of results. Okay, you can be sharing other people's results photos. Rachel Golightly has been sharing some great results photos. Shout out to her for doing that, because results photos can be hard. But at the same time, and that actually leads me into, Laura Lopez, you need to be talking more about Sculpt. Huge transformations for you. I know we've been talking about what's been going on in your life, but girlfriend, we need to be talking more about Sculpt. You need to be showing people those gains so that people who made a fitness goal going into 2022 can be like, dang, I need some branched chain amino acids. Like, tell me about that stuff, right? But the whole concept of results photos just jogged my memory. And this is actually what I wanted to kind of drive home tonight. So I listened to this podcast. I don't even remember the name of the podcast. I don't even remember who made it. But I was listening to it and it was really, really good. So I'll have to dig up and find it. So she was talking about how, and she was talking in monetary terms. So this is someone who works in digital marketing. She's an influencer. She's a creator. It's what she does. And she was talking about how, when she first started, she had a goal of, making X amount of money per month. That was the first goal. And then when she hit that goal, she made a little bit bigger goal. And then she hit the third goal or whatever. And all of a sudden her goal just became really, really big. Okay. So essentially her goal, don't quote me. This isn't what she was talking about. This isn't exactly the numbers, but essentially she was saying, when I first started, my goal was to make an extra $1,000 a month. And then I started making an extra $1,000 a month. And then my goal was to make an extra $2,000 a month. And then my goal was to do this full time and earn, 6 figures in a year. And then as soon as that happened, I decided immediately that my next goal was I was going to make $1 million in a year. So she went from 6 figures to 7 figures in one goal, like one goal. And what she realized, and the point of her podcast was, we need to be willing to celebrate the in-between. Because essentially what she was saying was and again, this is someone who is doing this big time. This is not in direct sales specifically, but in the influencer kind of realm. And she called it, I really enjoyed this term. It was called her energetic minimum. So like essentially what she can do in her sleep, like she could literally do the bare minimum and go into zombie mode and still accomplish this goal. And for her, that's $20,000 a month, which I know sounds absolutely insane, but just wrap your head around this. Is someone who has built this up for a very long time. So for her energetic minimum, meaning she could just do it in her sleep, was $20,000. And she stopped acknowledging that as a win, consistently having a $20,000 month. She stopped acknowledging that as being a win because she was ashamed of the fact that she wasn't having consistent $50,000 months. So she was negating something that was incredibly powerful and incredibly important simply because she felt like she hadn't hit where she should have been already. Tell me if that's resonating with you. Are you not celebrating a consistent 4K re-rank because you feel like you should be 12K already? Are you not consistently celebrating an extra $300 a month because you feel like you should be making $700 a month? Are you not celebrating the fact that you get your products for free every single month because you feel like you should be making $300 a month? Do you see where I'm getting with this? Are you blocking yourself from receiving more blessing, more energy, more positivity? Are you blocking yourself from that because you're not acknowledging the wins that you have? I cannot tell you, like, tell me something in the chat to tell me if you're picking up what I'm throwing down, because this really spoke to me. And the reason why it spoke to me is because a lot of times we experience growth in our business, and that growth in our business can almost become toxic because we fixate on more. Okay. I mean, I remember when I started this business, I was thrilled with $200 a month. Thrilled. Like thrilled. If my payday was over $50 a week, I was absolutely thrilled, because that's what I needed. And I was getting my products for free every month, and I was enjoying myself, and I had this passion. I had this, this fire for what I was doing. And now, I'm sitting here kicking myself because, I haven't hit a 40K re-rank. And it's like, whoa, wait a second. Like, wait a second. I'm missing the point. I'm missing the success that I am having because I'm hyper fixated on the success that I think I'm not having. Just because you haven't hit a certain rank does not mean you're not successful. Just because you've been in for 6 months and you haven't hit 4K doesn't mean you're not successful. Just because you've been in for 2 years and you haven't consistently held 12K doesn't mean you're not successful. Focus on the things that you are doing well. And when you are grateful for that, you open yourself up for more. Okay. And I don't care whether I actually need to go plug my phone in. So come on, everybody, we're going on a trip. I don't care whether you want to look at this from a biblical sense or a spiritual sense or just a common sense. I can relate it back to all three. Energy is important. And when you are not grateful for what you have, and when you are not acknowledging what you have, then you are blocking positive energy, because you're essentially saying, what I have is not good enough. I'm not grateful for what I have. I'm not worried about what I have. I just want more. Well, you can't have more until you acknowledge what you have. Okay. And it's very, very interesting because my devotion this morning literally related to this. It's fascinating how that works. So masculine energy, and again, I can relate this back to Jesus, or I can relate this to the universe. I don't care at this particular moment. I don't care how you want to take this, but I'm just going to speak in layman's terms. Okay. Masculine energy is the do. Okay. Checking off the to-do list, powering through the day, doing the follow-ups, doing the reach outs, putting it in your stories, getting your workout done, all of those things, the do. That's masculine energy. Okay. We all have a little bit of it in us, some more than others. Okay. I have a lot more masculine energy than I do feminine energy. Okay. Now, feminine energy is the nurturer, the one who receives, the one who sits in the moment and acknowledges all the blessings that they have, the one who does a gratitude journal, the one who wakes up every morning and says positive affirmations over themselves. Okay. That's feminine energy. So masculine is the doer, feminine is the nurturer. Okay. And some of us have more feminine, some of us have more masculine, but I'm promising you, you need to balance that out. If you are more feminine, you need to get a little bit more masculine so that you can be a little bit more of a doer. And I'm talking about energy. I'm not talking about genders. Okay. I'm talking about energy. Okay. If you are more masculine and you're just thinking, if I just put my head down, if I just put my nose to the grindstone, and if I just do, I'm going to magically become 200K, or I'm going to magically become 4K. I'm going to magically get my auto bonus. If I just do. If that's you, I promise you, you're blocking progress because you're not acknowledging what you've already accomplished. If you want to see what you've accomplished, like maybe you're a numbers person and you want to actually see the numbers. And I'm gonna finish on this. I'm gonna keep us under time tonight, and I'm gonna finish with this. If you're a numbers person and you want to see where you're at, I would suggest that you go. How do I do this? Because a lot of us haven't been in for more. Okay, if you've been in for more than a year, go into your commissions statement and go to your cloud office, go to commissions, and go to commissions history. And it will tell you, and this is if you've been in for more than a year. Okay. Go in and look at what your commission history was for 2020. And then go in and look at what your commission history for 2021. Okay. If there's not growth there, I would be shocked. If there's not growth there, you're probably willing to acknowledge that you stepped back in some capacity, right? But like if you've been in it for the whole year and you've been consistently doing the things that you know work, you've been consistently growing, you've been consistently plugging in, the difference between 2020 and 2021 should be growth. And if you really want to go into numbers, go to Google and put in percentage growth calculator, put the 2020 number in, and then put the 2021 number in. It will tell you the percentage growth. I can tell you that my percentage growth from 2021 or from 2020 to 2021 was 270%. Tell me a business owner that would not poop bricks if they had a 270% increase in their business in 1 year. Why am I not shouting that from the rooftops? Why am I not receiving that blessing? Why am I not thankful for that? Why am I not jumping up and down on my bed screaming hallelujah? Why? Because in my mind, I should be 200K. I can't celebrate until I'm 200K. I can't celebrate until I walk across the 200K stage. I am blocking that by not acknowledging the blessing that is there. Go look at those numbers, you guys. If you haven't been in for more than a year, say you haven't been in for more than a year, go look at, let's say, I want to say your second month. Let's say your second month in the business. Okay, you can go back and look at your income for the weeks or whatever. Go back to your second month in the business, add that up, and then go look at the month of December or November. If December was a weird month for you, go look at November. But you will see an increase. Acknowledge those blessings. Maybe your Thrive for Free credits have increased every month. Okay, maybe your first Thrive for Free was $150 and last month it was $270. That's amazing. That's amazing. Find the things that you are grateful for in this business and receive them. Receive them. Sit down and write it out if you need to. If you're someone who prays, pray about it. Be grateful and receive those blessings, because I promise you, if you start comparing yourself or you start degrading yourself by saying, I can't celebrate until this, I can't shout it from the rooftops until this, I can't say anything because so-and-so joined after me and they grew faster than I did. I can't shout it from the rooftops because I haven't consistently posted about my business in the last 4 months. And so I can't post about this. What are people going to think? Boo, boo, none of that. None of that. You are blocking the blessing. You are blocking the opportunity. The only way to receive and allow the opportunity is to celebrate your success, big or small, and celebrate the in between. Yes, if your goal is to go 12K, yes, when you go 12K, I will jump up and down on the bed and scream hallelujah with you. But I also want you to celebrate the in between. I want you to celebrate having the biggest payday you've ever had. I want you to celebrate signing a new promoter that goes 800 VIP. I want you to celebrate signing 2 new customers every month. I want you to celebrate the in between, because the in between matters. The in between is what makes this go. You don't snap your fingers and become 200K. I don't care how hard you work. It still requires the process. You still have to go through the process. And if you don't celebrate the process, and you don't celebrate the in between, and you don't acknowledge the success that you're having, then you're not able to move forward into new success. You will either remain the same or you will burn out. Acknowledge the win. And that's the energy that I want you to take into the next 3 days of the month. That's the energy that I want you to take into the next calendar year. Celebrate the in between, because the in between is what's going to get you to that big goal. Okay. I think that's all I've got for you guys. I'm incredibly proud of the year that we've had. You know, we're not going to have another Zoom until next week, where we get to sit down and talk, and next week will be the new year. I can't tell you how proud of the year that we've had. And that's not even just from like a financial aspect. I just know I've seen personal transformations in you guys. I've seen people gain confidence that they didn't have. I've seen people accomplish goals that they didn't even think were possible. I've seen people crush financial goals. I've seen people crush fitness goals. I've seen people come out of postpartum depression. I've seen people find friends that they didn't even know that they needed. I've seen so many incredible things this year that I know that if we continue this momentum and this energy that we have, and that we have had for the past year, we're going to blow the roof off of next year, because every year has gotten better. Right? If you have been in this organization for more than a year, can we just acknowledge and receive the fact that every year it gets better? Like every year it gets better. Every single year it gets better. So we have that to look forward to. We need to carry that into the next week, into the next month, into the next year, is that this just keeps getting better. This is the gift that keeps giving, and we need to continue shouting it from the rooftops, because this matters. This is important. This is powerful. This is life-changing for so many people. It was for us, and it will be for that next person, but that next person won't come to you unless you're putting it out there for them to see. Okay. If you guys need to chat with me, always reach out. And let's just go. Let's go. Okay. Have an amazing rest of your night, you guys. Don't forget, we have the balance promo happening right now. I still have that going on. Let's get some balance out the door before the night is over. I want some people to claim that balance deal, and let's go work on that. All right. Okay, you guys. All right. We will chat later. Bye.